Hey guys, it's Ivy and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the top 15 books I'm setting intentions of reading in 2021. I decided to go the route of saying I'm setting intentions of reading these books rather than making it a big goal, because if I don't achieve this, like in 2020 I set 2 goals. Well, technically I set 3 goals and I didn't achieve any of them. I set my goal to read 100 books, which this is the first year in a long time that I did not reach 100. And then I set a goal to read the top 10 books I failed to read in 2019. I didn't read all of them. And then my 20 for 20 list, which I did not read all of those either. So I came up with this list of intentions. So the first book I'm going to talk about is Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nan. And I actually put this on my January TBR so that way I could start the year off right by picking up one of the books off of this list. This is a young adult fantasy about a girl who is, I think, the 9th girl to go to the kingdom. Every year they select 8 girls to go to the kingdom, and this year they select 9, and the 9th girl is different than the other 8 or something like that. So I really want to get to this one and I'm excited, so that's why I put it on my January TBR as well. The next book on this list is Shadow of the Fox by Julie Kagawa. Another couple things that helped me pick books for this list were I wanted to pick diverse reads, and I also wanted to pick Owl Crate Fairy Loot type books that I've had for a while and that I haven't read. I've been really excited for this one because I hear it reads like an anime, and I think there's a kitsune in this one. I don't know if I'm confusing this book with another one. If I am, then I'm wrong. If I'm not, then there's a kitsune in here. So I'm really stoked to get to this one. Another read I'm really excited for is Stain by A.G. Howard. I really loved A.G. Howard's Splintered series that was in Alice in Wonderland retelling. This one says, once upon a nightmare, her fairy tale begins. The back says, deep within the Ashen Ravine, in a clearing isolated from prying eyes, hidden inside a house without walls, the girl with no identity drifted in and out of consciousness. And that sounds so good. I've been super stoked about this one, and I was a little surprised I didn't pick it up when I first got my hands on it because I was really excited to read another A.G. Howard outside of her original trilogy that I really loved. This is The Last Unicorn by Peter S. Beagle. I have had this on my TBR for about 6 years now. I know it's a very beloved, like, old school fantasy series, or fantasy book, I mean. So I've been really excited to read it. Obviously, I've been really excited for all these books, so I should probably stop repeating myself. I actually did pick this up once and I read like 3 pages and then I didn't get any further into it, and that's because I was in Portland and I woke up at like 5:30 in the morning to get in line at 6 a.m. for the Sarah J. Maas A Court of Wings and Ruin tour, and I was 8th in line for that tour. Took The Last Unicorn with me because I was like, oh, I'll just read in line, but it was so cold out that I could not focus on reading, so I was like, not gonna happen, and then I never picked it up since. So I really need to get this book done and read. Another Owl Crate book on this list is Wild Beauty by Anna Marie McLemore, and I think this is a book about a family of women who have flowers growing out of their hands, if I'm remembering that correctly. Hopefully you guys can see all the books because I'm using my grandma's and she keeps them in this plastic covering so that they don't get damaged on her shelf, and I did not feel like taking every single book out and putting it back in. Anna Marie McLemore is non-binary, so this helps with reading more of the diverse books that I want to read. So like I said, I wanted to do more diverse reads, so Wild Beauty and Girls of Paper and Fire and Shadow of the Fox, all 3 of those are diverse books. So I also have The Death of Mrs. Westaway on here by Ruth Ware. I wanted to include books that were of different genres as well. So I wanted to have fantasy, YA, adult, mystery, thriller, romance, so that way I could still mood read and follow through with finishing this list. I have no idea anything about this book. I just know that Ruth Ware wrote it and that it's a mystery thriller. Another diverse and Owlcrate read I hope to get to is Spin the Dawn by Elizabeth Lim, and I think this might be, if I'm remembering correctly, again, because apparently I can never remember anything, this is a Mulan retelling, but she has like fashion incorporated it into it, and she can, I think she's a dressmaker. I'm not 100% sure. You know, I like to go into reads not knowing everything, so I'm not going to refresh my memory until I'm actually diving into this book. Next up on this list is She Would Be King by Way Too More, and this is a book about a girl who is basically shunned from her West African village because she's said to be a cursed witch, and that's really all I needed to hear in order to pick this one up. It sounds amazing. Another Owlcrate read I'd like to get to is Before She Ignites by Jodi Meadows. This is a book about a girl who I think controls dragons, or she turns into a dragon or something or other. So I definitely want to be picking this one up. And also I do like Jodi Meadows' writing because, well, I don't know about her own separate writing, but I do know I liked the Lady Janies, and she writes in that series. Next up on this list is Pride by E.B. Zaboy, and this is a Pride and Prejudice retelling, and it's pretty short, and it's also an Owlcrate read, and it's also a diverse read, so those are a bunch of reasons why I wanted to pick this one up. I meant to pick this one up in 2020, but like shit just failed in 2020. Like, y'all know, it was not a good time. I didn't pick up a lot of books that I wanted to. Really excited to get into this one, and I've never read Pride and Prejudice, and I bought it like years ago with intentions of reading it, but I haven't. So I'm hoping since I read this one, it'll have a fresh modern take on it, that I'll actually really enjoy the story and maybe want to pick up the original classic even more. Another book on this list I want to pick up but I don't have, so I'll insert a picture here, is Riot Baby by Tochi Onobuchi, and I got an arc of this at Comic-Con a couple years ago, and I met Tochi, and he's so kind, so nice, and I would really love to read this story. I think it will be an interesting and quick read. I really want to pick this one up, especially because I have an arc of it. Like, I have no excuse. Another book I would like to read but I also don't have on hand is Timid by Devney Perry. This is a romance novel. It is a sequel to, I'm spacing the name what the first book is called, but this is a sequel, but it's told in different characters' perspectives, I think. So like I said, I wanted to put a romance on here, so I had like a nice break from all the fantasy. Another book I would like to get to is Miracle Creek by Angie Kim, and this is a courtroom thriller. It is also a book of the month book, so that was another reason I put it on this list, because I'd like to get to all of my book of the month books that I have bought but I haven't picked up. I guess this is kind of like also like read the subscription box book, so hopefully I can accomplish this and good positive vibes my way. The final book on this list is Shogun, and this is by James Clavell. This is Isaiah's favorite book of all time, and he is always on my case about reading it, so I told him I'm putting it on this list and I'm gonna pick it up in the new year, and he told me that January 1st I have to start reading this. I guess I'm going to be picking it up on audiobook, but it's not a book I'm gonna be finishing like right away, because the audiobook is like 56 hours long, so I'm just gonna take my time reading it and enjoy it. If it takes me a couple months to finish the audiobook, then that's what it takes. I should have had him come in here and explain to you what this book is about. It is a book that is set in the year 1600 in Japan. I'm gonna be diving in and letting y'all know what it's about. If I rate it anything lower than 5 stars, I'm probably gonna get yelled at. Okay, everybody, that is my list of 15 books I'm setting an intention of reading in 2021. Let me know if you made any 2021 reading lists down below. I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to hear what books you put on that list. If you are looking for me on any other social medias, you can find those linked down below. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. I hope you all have a beautiful day, and may the force be with you. Bye! Happy New Year too, by the way.